What's going on YouTube? Indiana James here. About me and Juliet, which is in the window. So doing another video today about some WoW news today. Tuesday, June 9th, right? Yeah. Um, Looking at the calendar today, 16th is exactly 7 days from now, which has been confirmed 6 days ago by Squishy that Midnight Patch 12.0.7 is Revelations releases June 16th. So not the 30th that we thought. It contains features including Mythic Flex rating for the first time, Turbulent Time Waves, 2 new zones, which we've talked about before, new power for players in the Omnium Folio, and more. I'm sorry, that's just a dumb name. I don't know who thinks of that. Take a new step toward threading the forces of the void, hunt down their leaders, 2 separate areas, new source of power, blah 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 blah. So here's some fungal arcane rich world now occupied. An insidious ethereal faction known as Halhadar. Something that everybody's going to want to be able to play. Icy world inhabited by the Legion, where the Dominar interpreter Pertinax has established his bastion of power. You know, I want to really go and look up these people's names online. Someone named their engineer once Inogen, and I looked it up, and it was a mini concentrator for people to carry around in the world. Like, you know, you go to the mall, the store, you have a concentrator, connects in the oxygen, and if you need oxygen, it's made by Inogen. It was just interesting to see that. So this guy, Pertanix, sounds like a weird name. Let me look here. Pertanix. Oh, so he was a Roman emperor for the first 3 months in 193. So Britannics was a. It's interesting what you can do if you actually just look up some of this stuff. People's names and things. You actually are like, oh wow. Join Magister Umbric and Grandmaster Ramath on a mission to So you're gonna we talked about that. The Sunstrider Omnium. You're gonna get the ancient Elven relic. No, you're gonna get the runic ledger for powerful runes for you. That's cool, I guess. Could be interpreted any other way. Runes meaning it could be different abilities you get to be able to cast along with your regular rotation. I thought that said prepare to face roll. Prepare to face Rotmire in Sporfar, right? Here's the disgusting mount you can get. Spore Glider mount, Luminous. Lore walking with the Loa we talked about. Explore the lore with assistant lore walker Lili. You delve deeper into the stories of Zandalari, Dakari, Guberbashi, and Darkspear trolls. That's cool. I'm trying to pop my knee. It won't do it. Help Loa speaker Breck Hatch. There we go. I popped it. Generalize new eggs. So you're gonna get this again. We talked about that egg lady. Gonna make her do eggs. Run, leap, spread, cheer around the Darkspear smash dash micro holiday pride micro thing. Great. All right, Turbulent Time Waves returns the week of June 30th. So understand that the patch coming out 16th. June 30th is when Turbulent Time Waves happens. It returns to new rewards, including a new mount and adds, which is this thing. Adds 6 Dragonflight dungeons to the rotation. We went through the rotation last week. Begin the new chapter of Zul'Jian. We talked about that beginning of week 7. Sorry, starting the week of July 7th. Interesting that they're not reintroducing turbulent time waves along with the new patch. But I understand something, and I wanted to tell you guys this. I know I talked about it last week. If you're gonna level a new character from 80 to 90, don't do it until turbulent time waves happens, because you're gonna be able to run 4 dungeons for turbulent time waves. Okay, and then you get an XP buff 30%. All right. And when you do that, your XP is going to go up. Plus, all the quests that you can do once per character on the delves and such, those have been increased from like, what is it, 30K to 100K each or something. It's going to go really quick. We're going to get into experience in a minute. All right, so good job for Newman. He finished Siege of Orgrimmar in 2 hours and 17 minutes. Good for them. Race to world first. Y'all need to introduce Blizzard to dang server first crap. Like, I missed that. I have a server first, and I didn't get to, do it, and it sucks. I'd love to go back to server first fishing again because I have that. Congratulations to Newman, including their class riders Shoop and Babyhoof. So they did it. Nice, good for them. I don't play Classic, but it's pretty cool. Make the last boss of Skyreach easier using animated bench toy. The last boss of Skyreach is a variable DPS check on the Solar Zealot ad, as players are supposed to defeat the ad before it drops the player off the edge. However, this guy named Kesslive posted about a new strategy that will lower the DPS check on the last boss of Skyreach. While some classes already don't need that to die, this makes it so everyone has a get out of jail free card. Players can activate the animated bench toy while being carried by this guy, and it will instantly. That's a bug. So the toy is has 5-minute cooldown and obtained from Deco Duels. I'm sorry, that's a bug. They're not going to leave that in, and if they do, and you do it, then it'll be eventually changed. You're not going to be able to use a toy just so the thing can drop you. Yeah. Don't forget that this mechanic can be handled in a similar way by certain classes with teleports or dashes. Certain classes will never need players to target and kill the ad. So when they're dropped off the edge, they can use abilities to get back to the platform. Demonic Circle and Evoker's Hover. Pretty cool. The toy ain't gonna, I'm telling you, it may work for a little bit, but it's not gonna be working forever. All right, Blizzard reduces requirements to enter the heroic world tier. Midnight Revelations PTR 3 days ago. Players, we have, let's see, heroic world tier. We have removed the requirement to kill either the world bosses to enter. We have removed the requirement to kill either of the world bosses to enter the heroic world tier. Players who are level 90 can select it from the start and complete their introduction quest in heroic world tier. This quest requires each character to obtain a quest item from either world boss in the heroic each week. If you fall behind, the weekly quests in the zones will offer the quest item to as a catch-up. You still have to actually. I don't get it. So you can kill it and get the item, but it's not required to kill it. I don't understand that. It's weird. Okay. Fnatic launches new line of World of Warcraft collectibles. So they have a World of Warcraft icon of the Blood bottle opener, a Murloc key ring, which is interesting looking, a limited edition cover ingot, and limited edition CD-ROM replica. I don't know who the hell would buy a CD-ROM replica of World of Warcraft. I mean, that's just insane. I could probably go and find a CD-ROM replica, a real one. Let's see, World Warcraft original game discs. Let's see, nostalgia collector's item. World of Warcraft free PC game, original Blizzard video game. This is on eBay for $14.99. That's not what it is. What? Okay, maybe I'm an idiot because that's insane. PC game 2004, disc 1 and 3 replacement CDs. Okay, I mean, I guess they may be worth something. Here's a box. Interesting with that they did that. All right. Immediately, Mystic Classic, Turbulent, Time Waves, and more. So this is posted 4 days ago. Midnight Revelation. So we've already researched that. We know really about it. Vol and Nigtal, the Quell Leaders of the Void, Mystic Classic Siege of Orgrimmar is now live, but someone's already cleared it. Yay for you. So remember, June 30th to August 11th is when you're going to be able to get the Turbulent Time Waves XP bonus. Okay, bonus. So let's see, AWC and MDI Season 1 finals are here. Yay, good for them. And Blizzard clarifies Master of the Time Waves buff is not account-wide. So this was kind of aggravating. So they've updated the article to clarify the Masters of the Time Waves buff works. Please note it does not apply to account-wide, though. I don't know if I said that in my last video, but I'm bringing it up here to let it be extra known that it is not account-wide. Okay. June 30th to August 11th. So let's see. Players can also shop at a new Dragonlight vendor. Some dude named Zydan, which I told you guys about. Here's the new spawning mount. Don't let time pass you by. How many dungeons have a chance to drop items that usually drop when you run them on heroic? You gain 50% bonus to reputations earned from quests and creature kills for all reputations related to the corresponding expansion. Okay. Okay. They go through that stuff with you. Trade in your time. So if you need rep for like Pandaria, time warp badges are how you use to get that. So I don't just depending on what you want to do with them. I don't need to necessarily use mine for that, but yeah. So again, you kill 4 or you do 4 time walking dungeons for turbulent time waves. Okay. And you get a buff. Okay. Time to buff up. Those who run a dungeon during the event week, get the knowledge of the time waste buff, granting 5% and killing monsters completing quests. Completing time walking dungeons increases this effect and extends this duration. So it's a stacking buff, and after 4 applications, it turns into Mastery of the Time Waves, increasing the experience gained by killing monsters and completing quests by 30%, and it persists through death. So if you have like a level 81, 82, and you have a group, and you do 4 of the dungeons, you increase your XP by 30% for killing and completing quests, which means that it would be prudent for you if you've done things like if you log in tomorrow and this was tomorrow and you had like 3 quests to turn in, like as you say, you had 2 delvers and 1, I don't know, prey thing that you're leveling up with, you don't want to turn those in until you have that buff. So, and of course, there is a point where you can get in July, I think it was, to give you a little more buff. I think you can get up to, I think what I did the math, it was like 45% more. That's counting the 30% buff. But yeah, so we'll go into experience in another video. I know I told you guys I was going to show you leveling up a character the stupid way. But when I was going to do it, I did not have the ability to turn on the stream. When I did do it, and I'll show you guys that in a minute in another video. And I will go through it again because it's absolutely ridiculous. All right. Like, subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys think. Again, the news is news. Archaeologist Anonymous is my guild on Cenarian Circle, so please feel free to join us. Do stuff. We run raids, dungeons, delves. We're even doing. Some of us are even doing the whole garrison thing now because it's actually becoming interesting to collect followers. If you've never done any of that before, it's actually still fun to do, and it doesn't take very much time. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I will make my other video about experience gains.